So I'm off screen because we still don't have a new tripod, and we're using my old camera from like 7-8 years ago when we first started YouTube because the good camera's still lost. So the picture quality, at least what I'm seeing in the viewer, is just terrible. We have some serious overcast going on, which is making for like a blinding sunlight. We also need to get this started because we think it's going to rain, and you know, we can cook in the rain once the fire's going, but we got to get the fire going.
Yeah.
So real quick, before I turn this over to Roz, we were discussing ways of doing this again. You know, the whole Food Forge thing started as a joke in that video I did for Bob, and then we did the Food Forge holiday special, and it just became this joke like making things on a campfire that we've never made before. And we've been discussing doing this again, and we've been put in a situation where we don't have a choice. We discussed this in the live stream, but I did delete the live stream videos because they did get kind of out of hand, and I was like, better not keep these up. So for anybody who missed that, which is probably everybody who's going to see this, the short version is we don't have a kitchen. We don't have electricity in our kitchen right now.
We don't have upstairs rooms.
We don't know how long this is going to go on, so we're just like, hey, I spent a lot of time cooking out in the woods, as most of you who've watched the channel are aware. So that's what we've been doing.
So we are going to attempt to make a pizza on a campfire because we have no good way of making pizza, and you know, we could really use a pizza right now.
Are we gonna do the cookies too?
I have not brought out the stuff to do the cookies, but we're gonna try to make sugar cookies as well. Fly, get off my pizza!
We're low on funds, and we saw these sugar cookies on clearance for like $2 and was like, hey, neither one of us really cares for sugar cookies, but that might be fun, and if we burn them, oh well.
If we burn them, oh well. We're going to try to butter the pan up. We're going to do them in a cast iron skillet, and I'm thinking I'm going to throw some like chocolate chips in them to make them a little more something our style.
Alright, well, then I think maybe we should start prepping those and film that, and then we'll get the fire started and see what we can do.
Yep.
Okay, we got a little prep table out here. Not as rustic as we would like, but rustic enough. This is the free one I got from my old job for the last, what was it, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, one of the two. So what are you doing over here with your cast iron and your cookie dough? So,
sugar cookie dough, because it was like $3. It was super cheap. I'm shoving chocolate chips into it. That is a very sharp knife. I do not want it stabbing me in the foot.
I brought you our sharpest knife. That may not have been the right decision for this, but you know, it'll work.
And yeah, it will. So, what you guys did not get to see was me covered in butter, spreading it all over the pan, just to be sure that these cookies do not stick to the pan, because sugar cookies stick to everything.
And we are using the cast iron because it's the best way to go on an open flame.
It really is.
And so these are two things we've never attempted. I've never done cookies like this, and we've never done the pizza. I'm sure there are videos of YouTube, probably people even doing them from scratch, but it's new to us, and we decided to, like, we had the idea, we're like, we'll just avoid looking that up, but we did ask the people at Papa Murphy's how they would think we should do this pizza on an open fire, and they thought we were insane.
They looked at me like I was they looked at me like I was the craziest person ever. Like, we don't have a stove right now, people.
See, you're the second craziest person, because it was my idea, and you're the one who went, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun.
So find yourself a partner who will enable these crazy endeavors.
He enabled my other crazy endeavors.
Alright, let's take a look at our cookie here. So it's just the sugar cookie dough with the chocolate chip cookies. And you can see that pan is just slathered in butter.
Yeah.
We cleaned it out. We've just kind of been leaving it out here and just reusing it as is, like if we were actually camping. Last night, I actually did clean it. So it's fairly clean for the first time in a week.
Yeah, no, it's had steak, tilapia.
I'm not a big tilapia guy, but oh my god, it was so good. The pork chops were really good too. That steak was amazing.
What else has it had in it? Brats?
Yeah, we did the brats, we did hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
We did the macaroni in a pan. Yeah, I wish we had done that. The other day was my birthday, so we had a big birthday. We had steak and literal fire roasted macaroni and cheese. It was amazing, and that's like, man, we should have filmed this too.
Yep.
So we might even be filming all of our dinners that we cook out here. So you might actually be getting a lot of decent content from us for a change. All right, let's light this thing up. So we've been cooking enough out here that our coals are actually pretty hot. And most days I've just been able to throw some paper down there to start, and it'll just smoke for a couple minutes and light things up. I didn't want that to happen here. So you see I put these big thick pieces of bark down to keep them off the coal. So I'm gonna have like a reverse fire going with a regular campfire going on top. You've just done your basic log cabin build. I tried to get the biggest pieces I could on the side to hold things up, because this is gonna burn hot and it's gonna burn fast. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this top layer burn down. Then I've got a couple of these old pieces of pallet wood here that I cut up that we're gonna throw on top of this to put our pizza pan on and basically make this sort of a wood oven. The trick is how much of the pizza gets cooked before these kind of thin boards go up. Pallet wood, depending on what it is, doesn't usually burn too quickly, but because these are splintered, I expect them to go up pretty fast. So I'm kind of anticipating it going into the fire. Now if it all collapses straight down on top of the fire, it's not a big deal. If it collapses slightly to the side, it's not a big deal. What we don't want is it fully collapse into one side and then the pizza goes on the ground, because that was our last bit of money and we're probably not going to get another shot to cook tonight. So we got to eat this thing no matter what. So if it gets a little burned or a little dirty, we're probably eating it. Let's go see how Roz is doing with the cookies. This thing should go. You can see our grill in the background. We do have this nice charcoal grill we were given. I had a small one. I gave that to the neighbors when we were given that bigger one in the background. And then we don't even use it because it's just quicker and easier, and I've got more experience doing it over an open fire. There have been nights though we've thrown the charcoal briquettes down and just started our regular fire, let those catch, and basically used it like a charcoal grill. It was just easier to light. That should be good. That's going to catch on. But we got a lot of old paperwork, old bills from like 5-6 years ago that we've been meaning to destroy. So this has given us the opportunity to actually get rid of them. We've cleared 1.5 boxes of them so far.
Woo!
So yeah, here we go. We just got to wait for the actual wood to catch now. Yeah, we're not doing anything crazy like the flint rod or anything tonight. We're just using a lighter. Like I said, most nights the coals have been hot enough the next day that we haven't needed anything. Hopefully we can get a shot of that sometime. That's pretty cool. So I think we're ready. We'll go ahead and throw these down for a little more stability and go from there.
He's the master of the fire.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna burn myself. All right, ready?
Ready?
Woo! Slightly singed, not burned. There we go. So whenever it looks done, it'll be ready. You know, in like the cartoons, wherever they have like a hot rod car that takes off, that's kind of what the engine looks like with the flames shooting out of the sides.
That pan is bending here.
Yeah, that's not good. So right away, you heard Roz say that it looked like the pan is bending, and if you look at it here, it very clearly is. We had considered using a stone, but we couldn't find the pizza stone. It's hot enough I could not get it out of there. We're just gonna kind of let it cook, although it looks like the ends might be getting caught on fire, so yeah,
dear.
we're gonna get this out of here. So whatever this pan is made out of, it is not safe for that extreme heat. But the pizza was cooking.
The pizza's not done.
No, it might actually be hot enough to cook like that. I wish we had a big enough spatula we could just hold it over the fire, like you know the.
But I have another idea.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, because this is a paper.
Yeah, no, that'll catch fire.
It already did.
Yep.
Fuck.
Best bet is to let it die down and try at a lower temperature.
Yeah.
That's all we can do now. We're kind of committed to this.
Yes, we are.
So, we're gonna try the cookies now, because we know the cast iron can take that kind of heat with very little punishment. I mean, eventually it will break, but the only time I heard of that happen was from guys who had the cast iron for like 20, 30 years, and that's all they used it for, and it got worn out eventually.
That cast iron's about as old as me, by the way. Just so you know.
And sturdy. Look at it go. So look at that butter sizzle, you can hear that. That's how it was last night with those steaks though. Once they started cooking, She did some kind of melted butter. How did you do that?
How did I do the butter?
The butter and everything from last night.
Oh, you mean from your birthday?
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. So what I did was I did a seasoned butter for the steaks, so that way they would get a caramelization on them. And oh my god, I did a little too much butter, but
Oh, it was good because we were able to like spoon the melted butter over top of it while it cooked. I should turn and probably look at the cookies now because that is hot. But yeah, we did that on a couple of Angus steaks again that we got that were on the clearance rack at our local store.
we spent less than $10.
Yeah, for
on
like two steaks and some mac and cheese that we
Well, the
doctored
mac
up.
and cheese was like $3 on its own.
Yeah, I'm saying all together it was about $10 meal.
Yeah.
Since this is all about what we do and how we troubleshoot it, because our top part collapsed, this was at a weird angle, so I went to pull it off and it like folded over. So we're gonna have like a chocolate chip calzone, I guess, going on here. I don't know how much of a natural glare I'm getting from the clouds and everything, but if it's not too bright to see, I basically propped it up with the handle on the edge of the fire pit here and leading into the fire. So Roz is trying to get things straightened out with the pizza. This is getting low enough we should be able to cook that soon. We left it on that paper tray that they come on.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right. We possibly have the possibility of burning the paper into the pizza. Believe it or not, that would not be the first time I've done that. I did that with like a Tombstone or a Red Baron once. Forgot to take that piece of cardboard off. Me and my dad ate the whole pizza, and the whole time we're sitting there going, man, this crust tastes weird today. It almost tastes like paper. And then I realized I had cooked the cardboard into the crust.
Oh, we did.
It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was far from the best. But as Roz pointed out, no matter what we do to this pizza, it will still be better than Papa John's.
Something's burning
So-
underneath that.
Nothing's burning. The cookies are burning. So I pulled this off. You can see it's starting to plump up. It needs to cool a little. This might be a case of having to reset it into the fire and pull it off and reset it. Kind of like blacksmithing. Really is a food forge.
Oh no.
But yeah, that edge
Those are
got
perfect.
completely burned. Oh, you think it'll be fine once it cools?
Yeah.
Because this edge looks a little, but what you weren't able to see, because again, no tripod, I was letting it like sit for 30 seconds, then I was picking it up and basically holding it over the, so like this part was in the fire, but I needed this part to get in there, but I need the handle, so I was just kind of holding it over. So it was about 30 seconds direct heat, 30 offset heat. So we'll see how this turns out. I mean, once it cools off, it might be fine. This side looks a little raw yet, but
Raw cookies aren't too bad though.
the calzone end looks pretty good. So, and we figure the pizza probably only needs a minute or two if we can get it back on there. So we're gonna reinsert our coals and put it probably right directly on the coals then, see how that works out. So before we attempt this is what we're cooking with right now. It's all just ash, but it's so hot. Like my hand can't get closer than this. I mean, that's a good 3-4 feet up. So now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put this pizza back on there. We do have a rack to go over this thing. We're gonna use that. We just gotta figure out how we're gonna adjust this.
So, Mr. Pizza Pan has served his purpose.
We're giving him a hell of a send off.
Yeah,
But
we
you
are.
can see we put that cooking grate down like we had originally. So we're doing this how we had originally planned to, and now we have like some blue in the sky.
Yep.
But I mean, again, we didn't know it might have rained, so we gave it a shot. So over a full open flame, not the best idea, but over the coals, it's going pretty good. If you can see, the crust is actually getting cooked really nice, and the cheese is starting to melt.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we
couple
just
more
really,
minutes, I think we're gonna have a pretty good pizza.
we just really only needed this half right here to cook, and then we were golden. Because the rest of it's burnt.
The only downside is we can't have our usual food forge panel of judges because dogs can't have tomato. I
Yeah.
always give them a slice. Guess we'll just have to do it ourselves.
Yep.
Alright, so we've decided that yes, this was undercooked on the one side, but since we got this lower flame, lower temperature, we've decided to go ahead and just stick it right there on the rack like we had the pizza. The pizza's smoldering, but it's looking and smelling pretty good. Let's go check that out real quick. We just got to separate it from the burnt ass. Like it's burned right into the paper in some places. It's just wood pulp. It's edible. But overall, it looks and smells pretty good. We can't even have our panel of judges do our cookies because we added the chocolate chips. They're getting left out of this one. That's okay. Try and finish this off now. So Roz has got the pizza cooked. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's like one of those commercials.
Except I didn't get the whole piece. Can I have a plate?
Yeah, hold on. All right, so we have our pizza and our cookies are cooling behind the camera. We're discussing it. We're gonna call it a pie.
Yeah, they're like a cookie
We're gonna
pie.
eat that like a pie, but here's our nice thin crust pizza. I'm gonna risk my piece here and see if we can get a shot of the back of the, so it did get a little singed. I think next time if we do this again, even though you're supposed to do it on the paper, next time we take it off the paper.
Or try to.
Maybe take it off and maybe put some like olive oil down or something to try and keep it from burning.
Maybe.
Because again, we're not out in the middle of nowhere doing this. We're in our backyard. So, you ready for that first bite?
Yeah. Oh wait, that's not terrible.
No. If we can perfect this, this would be really good.
I have put worse things in my mouth.
Haven't we all? No, it's got all that zestiness you'd get on like with that feta cheese and those olives. I'm calling this a win. Some of the crust is kind of singed and has the paper in it, but as far as the toppings go, it's not the OP in Iowa and it's not Pop's Burger House here in Sheboygan, but it's pretty good and worth attempting again. What do you think?
Trying to pull paper off. I'm actually being successful at pulling the paper off.
Gotta eat it New York style though, like fold it over.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Oh yeah, no man, that hit like the double crunch of that crust. That is a thumbs up from me. What about you?
You have to actually pull the paper off.
Okay. Take a last bite of mine that doesn't have any paper in it so I can get your actual opinion on this.
Okay, good. Very good.
Would you try it again?
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say making the pizza on the open fire was a success, but a lot of hiccups. To be fair, we came up with 3 ideas for cooking this thing, and you actually got to see us do 2 of the 3 because the first one very clearly didn't work. The second one did, which was our original idea. Of course, the other problem was the pan was not up to the heat of this type of, this type of heat. So I think next time we definitely want to try finding a new pizza stone or something along those lines. Too bad we can't just get like a big cast iron pizza pan type of a thing, you know. Maybe we could find a cast iron that's big enough to support that. That would probably be the most ideal. But our third idea, which we couldn't do because we didn't have the materials to do it, and I didn't feel like doing some backyard bushcrafting, was basically to get one of those tripods that you hang over a campfire like this and just suspend the pizza over top of the flame. That way it shouldn't have melted the pan. We did think right away that the pan could get melted, but we figured it was worth the risk. Also kind of figured that was one of those, it probably won't happen. 100% chance that it did, and it would. But no, that was, now that we've had a few slices, some without paper burned into them, I would say it was one of the best pizzas I've ever had. What did you say?
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, no, you do get that sort of woody taste to it that you would do if you've ever done like a steak or something, like how they get that taste of the wood in there. It did have that, and it was fantastic. It was like almost like a kind of smoky, we're going to try and perfect this, and maybe we can come up with a video later showing how to properly do this once we've perfected it, and then you'll be able to try it yourself a little bit more safely. Oh, you found some.
40 bucks.
Okay, yeah, she's over here on Google looking up cast iron pizza pan. Okay, so that'll be the new goal, is to get a hold of one of those, and then we're going to try it that way.
20 bucks.
We'll let the fire die down, and maybe we'll try it with the charcoal briquettes on the bottom like we've done in the past for some of our steaks. We'll see. We'll definitely be trying this one again. We're about to probably tear into this cookie pie.
Mostly clean.
Yeah, there's not. So she was just, before I was able to get the camera on, she was sticking the knife in there to see if it came out clean. Can I get a shot of the knife? So it did a little sticky, but
Mostly
I would
clean.
say it's good. You want to try a bite? I just take a cut out of there with the knife and go for it.
It is definitely burnt in, but that's...
That's to be expected.
yeah.
If you hadn't used all that butter, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, give me that flake. If I can get the camera on it, look at that. That actually looks pretty good. I'm going to try that.
Go for it.
It is piping hot on the inside.
Oh, look at how... You gotta get a shot of how clean the inside of the pan is, though.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh my god. It's more of the aftertaste of it, but you outdid yourself with the dessert. I can't wait to see the look on your face when you try it.
Okay, that's like crack.
I don't know if I go that far.
It's like kettle corn and cookies had a baby.
Yeah. So how would you say this meal? Would you say good, we could try it again, or screw that absolute failure?
No, we're definitely doing this again. Look at the bottom of this
You can
piece.
see all the paper just burned into it. It'll crack off as you're eating it. I wanted to come on here and be like, well, you know, I said it once in one of the other episodes that, you know, we're not professionals, we're just idiots playing with meat and fire. And that is true, but it's also not true. The wind just picked up and kicked all that ash right at us. Now the fire's going again. But it isn't entirely true, because I actually went to culinary school right after high school, and she worked in restaurants for years. So
about 10 years, yep.
we have a pretty good idea of what we're doing when it comes to cooking itself. When it comes to being outdoors, it is always different. Now I've been doing this for years, and it's never the same thing twice, because you've got too many environmental factors, and that's part of what makes this fun. So we're hoping to do more of these. Some of it'll be stuff we've done before probably, and we're just showing how we do it. Or some like today where it's something completely new.
Where we're just two idiots doing shit.
Those are the fun ones. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, so we probably won't be out here tomorrow. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I'm calling this one a win.
I'm calling it a win too, even though I'm picking paper off of my pizza. No,
Hey, it's still better than Papa John's, like you said, and we're at least even with Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
No, but the way the toppings turned out, it's incredible, and let's try and perfect this so we can recommend people trying it, because right now you're probably going to burn your house down. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm back. Roz went in to take a nap. I'm getting things cleaned up, then I can go edit the video. But I just thought I would show you the pizza pan that we completely warped. It's not fully destroyed. I was gonna throw it out. I think I'm gonna keep it as a memento to this, maybe clean it up or something. I mean, it's still perfectly usable. I just don't know if we want to. On that, thanks for joining us again. This is completely impromptu. So we had the idea a couple days ago. I wanted to get a Chicago style pizza, and I was like, we can't do that, we don't have the money. And Ross says, well, we can use food stamps to get from Papa Murphy's. We have no way to cook that unless we were to try it in the backyard on the fire. And immediately we're like, we could use the grill. I bet we could cook it on the grill, no problem. But this gave us the opportunity to do something new, something fun, film a little. And then that's when we went, hey, we should maybe bring the whole idea of Food Forge back, and because we have to cook dinner every day. Unless it's a downpour of rain or something, we have to do it out here we don't know how long until this problem gets fixed. So hopefully we can try and film some of this more as we're cooking, make it a little more fun for us to cook and get some more content out. Kind of a crazy thing to start. It started as a gaming channel, and there's some more like vlogs came up, and then the mead reviews came up, and then we started doing some camping stuff, especially with the cooking, and now it's turning into a cooking channel. But I just like making videos, and I did have to sell all the video games off last year, so pretty weird from A to B, but actually makes sense if you experienced it, and I'm excited to be doing this. So I don't even know what she's got planned for dinner tomorrow. We're just gonna whatever she pulls out of the freezer, and that's what we're gonna go with. So stay tuned. We'll hope to bring you more episodes, and yeah, don't do that on the open flame entirely, at least not with one of these. That was the other thing, is it's cleared up quite a bit. We decided to check the National Weather Service, and when we started there was a pretty good chance of rain. They were saying we had all those dark clouds, and now there's not a chance at all for rain until like Tuesday, and even that's kind of iffy. So we could have used our original idea, which is what we ultimately did, and not wound up with this, although this could have still happened. But it's experimental. We had some fun. We learned a few things. We're definitely going to try the pizza again. Like we said, we might even try and do one completely from scratch. That could be a lot of fun. We've already been pricing cast iron pizza pans like this. We ate the entire pizza except for like one slice. It was just so baked on. We just couldn't use it. And the cookie, the bottom was just too burnt. Like the top layer of it was great, but the bottom was, it needed to come off a couple minutes earlier, I think, and just kind of let itself cool. So the cookie, not really a success. The pizza, that was a success. So we'll see you next time at Food Forge, and we'll see what kind of food we can make.